VLA is the oldest and largest provider of legal services, free legal services, to artists in the country. Each year, with a staff of 7 and hundreds of volunteers from law firms and corporations, we provide about $20 million a year worth of legal services to those artists on a pro bono basis. So we're very proud of the work.
Every artist is a small business. At VLA, we offer legal services, including direct consultations and long-term legal services, legal placements we call them, for artists to negotiate contracts, to set up companies, and to get out of really bad deals sometimes, which can be very stressful.
I'm the founder of Paragraph. Paragraph is by writers for writers. So Paragraph, we're here to support writers in every stage of the writing life. When COVID hit, my business was decimated. We rely on membership dues for all of our income, and because the space was closed, I decided to turn membership dues off. I also had a space in Brooklyn and a very complicated lease there, and it quickly became clear to me that I wasn't going to be able to keep 2 spaces open, and I needed to consolidate. So I thought of VLA, and I was very grateful they were there, and put my application in, or filled out the form, and just hope for the best, and VLA really came through.
With my background as a singer before I became a lawyer, I felt it was very easy for me to channel my empathy for the clients because I had been there before. One of the reasons why I think the artistic community in particular is in such need of service by organizations like VLA is the odds are pretty much stacked against artists from day one. There were all sorts of contracts that we signed as performing musical artists that we weren't really encouraged to read. We didn't really have time to read. I think if we read them, we probably wouldn't have understood them. And that, again, is the story of a million artists out there.
When I was approached by PBS, I was, kind of shocked. And so I was also freaking out because I'm like, this is the biggest project I've done. Like, what's next? Like, how do I make sure that I do this the right way? Because I want them to see me as a professional. So without VLA, I just would have had a hard time negotiating this contract, having all this super confusing legal jargon that doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, they were totally able to help me protect my musical rights and know what I'm getting into.
I think one thing I've found about VLA and other people that I've connected with through VLA, including a lot of these people are also, just like me, former artists. It's a collection of people who are really excited to sort of channel that part of their identities and to use their skills in the legal field and their knowledge to help facilitate successful careers for other artists.
I started taking photographs when I was 15. Over the years, I've photographed for a lot of major galleries, museums, for a lot of well-known artists, and I've also done my own artwork, which I've shown in galleries and museums around the world. I needed to do some estate planning. I had done a will some years ago, and it needed a revision. I think any artist has real concerns about what happens to their work after they're no longer alive. So that was really the primary concern.
Artists Over 60 is a program where we can provide even further financial assistance to our senior artists who have had great success during their careers, but find themselves in a place where they don't have the means that they did in their younger days, but they want to make sure that their legacy is secure.
Once I started working with the VLA lawyers, they brought information that was germane to what my concerns were, was just a real cut above, and I felt finally like I was in very good hands. The level of expertise that the VLA lawyers brought probably would have been outside of what I could have afforded.
As a young and up and coming, kind of creative working in the music industry, it's just so important to kind of have a community. And that's kind of what VLA was kind of for me.
So having VLA and having a lawyer in my corner gave me negotiating power that I wouldn't otherwise have.